Hello everyone, good morning. This is your teacher, Teacher Shane, and I'm going to discuss for this video about the lecture 15 of teaching physical education and health in elementary grade. So let's start. Program considerations for English language learning. Actually, but I told you before that this material is specifically for outside the Philippines. But of course, we share the same problem because not all of our students are equipped with the English language. So we share the dilemma among the others, even though their native or dialect is language itself, but still there are different languages out there. And since English is the what we call this lingua franca, if I may, in a corporate or education. So, bali, everyone needs to learn English, and this is also a problem when it comes to our Filipino students. And whether we like it or not, we also like, or there is a need for us to develop, even if we're not the English teacher, but really need to develop our students when it comes to their English, not just on speech, or not just through verbal, but also through writing. So these students' linguistic and cultural backgrounds not only support their learning in their new environment, but also become a cultural asset in the classroom community. Teachers will find positive ways to incorporate this diversity into their instructional programs and into the classroom environment. ESL, or the English as a secondary language, that is us, Filipinos, at most we speak 7 languages, diba? So that's why we are very in demand when it comes to call centers, when it comes to when we go other places, because we really adapt quickly and we learn easily. So that's why kung makakita mo ang mga 51 talk, dagan kay 51 talk ng mga Pinoy, and we're teaching the other countries how to speak English. Okay, and we also have the ELD. It is the English Literacy Development. Programs are primarily for newcomers whose first language is a language other than English. For example, what are natives? Our natives brothers and sisters that they are not exposed when it comes to English. So that is our challenge as teachers to develop their English language. Okay, in planning programs for students with linguistic backgrounds other than English, teachers needs to recognize the importance of the orientation process, understanding that every learner needs to adjust to the new social environment and language in a unique way and in individual space or pace rather. Responsibility for students' English language development is shared by the classroom teacher, the ESL or the ELD teacher where available, and other school staff. So if you could remember, I could really remember during my elementary years, we were really having this lista, fines for those who will speak vernacular during our English class. So that's why we can, in a way, our teacher will motivate us to speak in English. Teacher must adopt the instructional program in order to facilitate the success of this student in their classroom. Appropriate adoptions include modification of some of all or all of the subject expectations so that they are challenged but attainable for the learner at their present level of English. Proficiency given the necessary support from the teachers. Use a variety of instructional strategies. Use of variety of learning resources and use of assessment and accommodation. Actually, in all subjects, we are practicing English mano, except for Filipino and mother tongue. We have MTB for elementary, which we are promoting our very own dialect. And except for those 2 subjects, I think we are using English as a mode of instruction. But sometimes, since dili kay siya masabtan when we go with full English, that's why we adjust and we mix it with a vernacular. Okay, Acting Today, Shaping Tomorrow is a policy framework for environmental education in Ontario schools outlines an approach to environmental education that recognizes the needs of all Ontario students and promotes environmental responsibilities in the operations of all levels of education system. The three goals outlined in Acting Today, Shaping Tomorrow are organized around the themes of teaching and learning, student engagement and community connections, and environmental leadership. These are the three goals we have. Actually, it is also applicable here in the Philippines. Is first goal we have is to promote learning about environmental issues and solution. Second is to engage students in practicing and promoting environmental stewardship both in school and in community. And third is stressing the importance of having organizations and individuals within the education system provide leadership by implementing and promoting responsible environmental practices throughout the system that staff, parents, community members, and students become dedicated to living more sustainable. Sustainably. How do you pronounce that one? Sustainable. I think it's sustainable. Typo lang. Okay? So, it's very important that as early as a very young age, we are exposing these children when it comes to their responsibilities in their environment and in their community. That's why I think sa elementary, this is also touched in our science, which is we are very much into exploring the environment, and also when it comes to values education, this is where being respectful, knowing responsibilities, knowing your environment, which really takes place, diba? So, actually, dili siya mawala na siya sa tanan nato educational program. When you grow up, when you turn into college, naani siya no, naani siya when it comes to NSTP, naapod ning mga English nato. So dili jud na siya mawala. I think it's really important to be involved when it comes to environment programs and when it comes to community. Teaching students to appreciate and respect the environment is an integral part of being active in these spaces. Appreciating the value of fresh air and outdoor spaces, understanding the environmental benefits of healthy practices such as active transportation and the environmental implication of various food choices, being aware of the impact of using trails and understanding the health risk associated with the environmental factors such as sun exposure and air pollution are all components of environmental education that are integrated with learning in health and physical education. Of course, as I always tell you guys, na you really need to start young. As in, pwede na po, when you, I think as, di ba, ang mga athletes na mga bata, mga gymnast na bata, they started young. At elementary, if you're very lucky enough na active ang inyong school during your elementary, where you can be exposed in different types of sports, you can be exposed in different outside school competition, extracurricular, even inside the campus. That's very nice of you, and I hope as early as young age we will touch those children to take cautions when it comes to their lifestyle, when it comes to their environment, and when it comes to their health. That is the importance of teaching physical education and health in the elementary grade. To facilitate connection, health and physical education teachers are encouraged to take students out of the classroom into the world beyond the school to help students observe, explore, and appreciate nature as they discover the benefits of being active outdoors. Okay, take note that there are different types of learners. I think you already know this one. And of course, ang pinaka-effective when it comes to teaching is and teaching and learning is learning by doing, and let them explore themselves and how this works, how does this apply to my life. So you give example, you let them experience other stuffs and other activities that will really help them develop the appreciation in realization the importance of physical education and health, the development of social emotional learning skills which are integrated throughout the health and physical education curriculum support environmental education. As students more about themselves through the development of self-awareness and self-confidence, learn to work effectively and respectfully with others through the development of relationship skills. Actually, mag-follow through na no, when we develop their skills, when we develop their learning and their active participation in environmental and community programs and about respecting others. So, mag-develop na dahil na nila ang ilang social skills. Which is, it's very important also because there is no man in an island. So, we really need to connect with others to be healthy also. And acquire the capacity for system thinking through the development of critical and creative thinking skills. They increase their capacity to make connections with the world around them and to become environmentally responsible citizenships. Okay, actually, I would like to share, no, when you start something good, something nice that will help the environment. Makahawa siya, as in makatakod siya. One time, when there is an active face-to-face learning, during every lunchtime, I do not gabay makog lunch, of course, Nanay Ellen. I bring my own Tupperwares or I bring my own containers. So, mupalit ko sa ilaha. Dili na sila magamit og cellophane. Because sometimes I'm an environmentalist and I really care when it comes to nature and our environment. So, it really helps, diba? And I encourage all my students na dili magdala lang ilang kagalingong water bottle. Dito dayon maghulog-hulog og piso para maka refill silang mga water bottle and they are saving the environment by not buying plastics and throwing it away. Okay? So, I hope inyo po na siyang i-apply, no, na as much as possible, i-reduce na to ang use of plastic. Healthy relationships are based on respect. A safe and supportive social environment in a school is founded on healthy relationship. The relationship between student and adults, and between adults. Healthy relationships are based on respect, caring, empathy, trust, and dignity, and thrive in an environment in which diversity is honored and accepted. This is very important. We really need to embrace diversity because whether we like it or not, we live in a community where there are multiculture ba ang term, or we have mixed cultures, diba? So we need to learn to respect. We need to learn to acknowledge the different traits, beliefs, and cultures that we have so that we can live peacefully. Healthy relationships do not tolerate abusive, controlling, violent, bullying, harassing, or other inappropriate behavior. So, kamalay mo, pag inganin yung behavior sa inyong uyab, dili jud mo magdugay. So, kung inganin yung behavior sa inyong uyab sa dili magdugay, so unsa na lang inyong mga estudyante. So, dapat, we need to develop an environment and a relationship that does not tolerate any of this one, okay? To experience themselves as valued and connected members of an inclusive social environment, students need to be involved in a healthy relationship with their peers, teachers, and other members of the school community. So we must, as teachers, we must let our students feel that they are involved, we acknowledge their feelings, that we validate their feelings and their opinion. Educators can promote this learning in a variety of ways. First, a curricular activities such as clubs, intramurals, and inter-school sports and groups such as Gay Straight Alliance provide additional opportunities for kind of interaction that helps students build healthy relationship. I think they support the LGBT community, and that is nothing wrong with that if they support. And I think we really need to respect because they are human as we are. Okay, so let's do not discriminate them and we just accept them because they are part of our community. Educators can also have a positive influence on students by modeling the behaviors, values, and skills that are needed to develop and sustain healthy relationship. And sometimes, guys, we don't need to speak to teach. Sometimes our actions are louder. It's really louder than words, di ba? So, kung unsay makita sa itong mga students sa ato, that will be a great impact since our students, when we go back in a face-to-face scenario and a face-to-face class, our students are spending more time with us than their parents, right? So, kung unsa lang makita sa ato, it will really reflect their beliefs, their output in life, and even their behavior. And when taking advantage of teachable moments to address immediate relationship issues that may arise among students. In health education, the study rather of healthy relationship includes learning about the effects and prevention of all types of violence and bullying, harassment, whether face-to-face or online. Take note, bullying and any harassment can also occur when it comes to online class. And even not just in online class, but also in social media. So my friends, my students, guys, please always think before you click, okay? Learning focuses on the prevention of behavior that reflects six M's: racism, classism, ableism, sexism, heterosexism, and homophobia, and transphobia. Okay? So these are, I think these are mental illness that will may develop, and we need to prevent those. Okay? The skills that are needed to build and support healthy relationship can be found throughout the health and physical education curriculum. Expectation that focus on the characteristics of healthy relationship, on ways of responding to challenges in relationship, introduce students in age-appropriate ways to the knowledge and skills they will need to maintain healthy relationship throughout their lives. In particular, students need to develop and practice skills to support their ability to relate positively to others. So, as elementary teachers, we are really the one kamujud ang gamold sa mga estudyante. So, what are their kung unsa sila from nursery until they graduated grade 6, it really affects the influence and the learnings that they get from the teachers. The social emotional skills component of the health and physical education curriculum provide the basis for developing the self-awareness, communication, relationship, and social skills that are necessarily for forming and maintaining healthy relationships. Physical activities in the gymnasium and other spaces and health education discussion in the classroom provide numerous and varied opportunities for students to interact and refine these skills. That's why it's really important that we, even though we don't like group activities, I know some of you don't like group activities even during this online class, but this will develop a social skills and other connected skills, okay, for you to grow as a person. In addition, students improve their ability to contribute to healthy relationship as they develop self-awareness, skills, the ability to identify and manage emotions, cope with stress and challenges, preserve and develop critical and creative thinking skills in all strands of health and physical education curriculum. It's really important that we need this ability, we improve this ability, especially this time of pandemic, that we need to know how to manage our emotions, how to cope up with stress and the challenges that we are facing right now, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, and all aspects of your life and health. It's really important that we really put it together, and we really need to know how to deal with all these things because it will really affect us, not just physically. Maybe some of us are physically healthy, physically okay, we're laughing and then like this, like that, but still some of us are killing inside and it's draining inside actually. So that's why always take a break. Don't forget to take a break, guys. I tell you, hibernate yourself as much as you want. Just make sure that everything will be according to the schedules or everything or all the assignments should be passed on time. And if it's not, then reach out with your teacher. The teacher, I'm having this one, and can I have a extension with the deadlines like that? Okay. So I think that will be all for lecture 15. If you have questions, you may ask me through DM or in our group chat. Thank you and keep safe.